Feasting on Faith, exploring fasting through Esther, Jehoshaphat, and Jesus. Ever wondered how fasting can transform your spiritual journey? Stay tuned as we explore the biblical narratives of Esther, Jehoshaphat, and Jesus. Greetings, and welcome to Shekinah Seekers Haven. We've journeyed together through a series exploring the rich practice of fasting and prayer within our Christian faith. This final video on fasting promises to be enlightening. Each story provides unique insights into the purpose and context of fasting. Today, we examine the biblical accounts of fasting involving Esther, Jehoshaphat, and Jesus. Esther's fasting, seeking courage and favor. Our first example comes from the book of Esther. In this historical narrative, Esther, the Jewish queen of the Persian king Ahasuerus, finds herself in a dire situation. Her people, the Jews, are facing the threat of extermination, and she herself is in a dangerous position in the royal court. In response, Esther does something extraordinary. She calls for a fast. But it's not just any fast. It's a 3-day, all-out fast of neither eating nor drinking. A fast she herself undertakes and encourages all her fellow Jews in the city of Susa to participate in. So, why does Esther fast? She fasts for courage. Courage to approach the king uninvited, which was against the law and could lead to her death. She fasts for favor from the king to spare her life and listen to her plea. And what does this fast accomplish? The fast helped Esther gain the courage to approach the king, and indeed, she finds favor in his eyes. The king listens to her, averts the genocidal plot, and her people are saved. Esther's fast isn't just about abstaining from food and drink. It's an act of deep faith, a profound reliance on God. It's a testament to the power of fasting when coupled with prayer, showing us that fasting can be a means of seeking divine intervention and guidance in the face of overwhelming challenges. Through Esther, we learn that fasting can grant courage and favor in terrifying times. Jehoshaphat's fasting, a call to collective faith. We journey next to the book of Chronicles, where King Jehoshaphat proclaimed a fast. Here, we find a compelling record about a leader who, in the face of an approaching invasion, sought God's intervention not through military might, but through fasting and prayer. Jehoshaphat was a king who ruled Judah, a kingdom under the threat of a vast enemy coalition. Outmatched and outnumbered, Jehoshaphat did not trust in sword chariots. Instead, he put his faith in the Lord, calling for a nationwide fast. This was a powerful act that united the nation in an intimate act of humility and dependence on God. It was a collective surrender, an acknowledgement that their strength was insufficient and their hope lay in divine intervention. This fast was not merely a personal act, but a communal one. From the smallest villages to the bustling cities, everyone, men, women, and children, joined in the fast. It was a unified plea to God, a nation on its knees seeking divine guidance and deliverance. This unity, this shared act of faith, was a powerful demonstration of a nation turning to God in their hour of need. Jehoshaphat's fast offers a profound lesson for us today. It teaches us that fasting is not just a personal spiritual discipline, but can also be a communal act, uniting us in our shared faith and collective need for God's guidance. Jehoshaphat's story teaches us that fasting can unite us in seeking divine guidance. Lessons from Jesus' 40-day fast, preparation, resistance, and spiritual growth. We turn to the New Testament, where Jesus fasted in the wilderness. This was no ordinary fast, but an extraordinary one lasting 40 days and nights. The purpose of this fast was twofold. Firstly, it prepared Jesus for his ministry. Secondly, it provided him with the spiritual support to resist Satan's temptations. Just as Jesus retreated into the wilderness, fasting often involves a withdrawal from our everyday life's hustle and bustle. It's a time to focus on prayer, reflection, and spiritual growth. It's not just about giving up food or luxuries, it's about creating space in our lives for God. For Jesus, the 40-day fast was a time of preparation. He was about to embark on his earthly ministry, a mission that would change the world forever. The fast helped him to focus, to connect with God, and to prepare for the challenges ahead. But the fast was also a time of temptation. Satan tried to tempt Jesus, but he remained steadfast. This illustrates an important aspect of fasting. It's a spiritual tool that can help us resist worldly temptations. So what can we learn from Jesus' fast? Fasting is not just a physical act but a spiritual journey. It's a time of preparation, a time of resisting temptations, a time of drawing closer to God. Through Jesus, we see that fasting prepares us for spiritual endeavors and strengthens us against temptations. Fasting, lessons from biblical heroes for spiritual growth. We've seen how fasting can foster courage, as it did for Esther, emboldening her to save her people. We've observed how fasting can bring unity, as exemplified by Jehoshaphat, rallying his nation in prayer. And we've learned from Jesus himself, how fasting equips us for spiritual tasks and protects us against temptations. These examples aren't just historical anecdotes. They're practical guides for our own spiritual journey. When we fast and pray, we can draw strength from these stories and their timeless lessons. They can inspire us to approach fasting with purpose, wholeheartedly seeking divine guidance and personal transformation. Thank you for seeking with us today at Shekinah Seekers Haven. If you found this enlightening, do watch more of our videos. Don't forget to comment, like, and share. Until next time, may your seeking be fruitful.